Quickly, before we start, I would like to say that I am going to be doing a Q&A. I wanted to do one literally 3 months ago. I don't think a lot of people got the message. At least I hope not, because I got like 2 questions. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'll answer them in my next video. Hey guys, it's me. Welcome back to my channel. So excuse, first of all, my filthy ass computer, but we'll just have to deal with it, okay? So today I thought we would have a little chat about terrible books that I read because of booktube. Now, I have tried since my comeback to keep my negative videos to a bare minimum, so like, I'm sorry, truly I am, I just can't help myself. So we're going to go through some of the books that I rated 1 or 2 stars on Goodreads, and we're going to talk about them. Also, this list is not gonna include books like Throne of Glass or the Mortal Instruments series, simply because I actually liked them at the time that I read them. I know that if I read City of Bones today, I would absolutely hate it and rip it apart. That's why I know not to read the rest of the series, and I'm never gonna finish it, because why would I put myself through that? I think that we need to make a distinction between books that are genuinely bad, like the ones that I'm about to talk about, and the ones that are just not bad, just I'm just not the target audience anymore. So we're gonna go through them. So the very first book that I ever bought because of booktube, I hated it so much, and at the time I rated it 2 stars because I was like, I mean, it can't be that bad. It was that bad. Let's just say I thought it was bad even at the time, and I was so easily impressed. So the fact that me, easily impressed at 15, 16, read this and was like, this isn't good, says a lot. So this book, I'm gonna end the suspense right now, is Panic by Lauren Oliver. This book was just, it was set up to be this crazy thriller. Oh my god, I was so scared while reading this book. Those of you who are easily stressed out, don't read it. What did it do for my heart rate? Fuck all. Literally, like, you know, once you get the kind of writing style of this book, you kind of get that nothing too bad is gonna happen, and if it does, you're not gonna care because the characters suck. Yeah. Panic by Lauren Oliver. Was not a fan. Moving on. Next book is also a 2 star, though looking back on it, I was generous. I was so fucking generous. I actually made a Goodreads review on it back in the day, and apparently I thought the ending was good. But it can't have been that good because I don't remember the ending. Am I gonna have to reread my review to kind of remember what goes on in this book? Yes. Right, I remember now. So, 3 sisters compete for the throne, and they all have these magical abilities, like one can talk to plants or whatever, the other one like can poison people and shit, and apparently I thought that it was an interesting premise. Which, wow, so original. It's not like that kind of thing has ever been done before. So a few problems I had was, first of all, because of the pacing. I don't remember much of that story, but what I do remember is having a fucking hard time getting through it. And I'm sorry, a young adult novel of that kind of caliber should not take a lot of effort. It really shouldn't. And yet I remember all the time just being like, oh my god, like, when is anything gonna happen? Nothing's going on. The writing isn't that good. The characters are fucking annoying. And there's no plot. Like, please at least give me like one of those things. But there was nothing. Looking back on my Goodreads review, I hated the romance. Can't remember it. If you are interested in knowing specifically why I hated that book, there's a review on Goodreads on my account from 2017, so there you go. Next book, oh my fucking god, I remember this one, is Stung. Dude, you don't know how much hatred I have for that book. I'm sure you all remember the Mara Dyer days. Now, Mara Dyer, you know what? I stand by everything I said in that video, even though it's private now because I was embarrassing. But I kind of get the appeal of it. If you like a trashy read that you'll be done with and never think about ever again, The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer is for you. If you don't care about all the problematic shit in that book, Mara Dyer is for you, okay? I'm also not including it in this video, by the way, because I feel like that would be just like a wee bit redundant, but fucking Stung. The premise was so damn interesting. It's basically this chick, she like wakes up after like some sort of coma, and the world has become completely dystopian, and there is this virus that has been created and is flying around and turning people into zombies, and it's this post-apocalyptic setting. I don't know, I just thought it was so interesting. I heard a small booktuber talk about it on her channel, and I don't even remember who it was, and I was like, you know what, I like it when people take me up on my recommendations. I'm gonna do the same, and now I fucking wish I hadn't, man. I'm so sorry. I just saw another another Goodreads review and it says, "My eyes bled while I was watching this." That's a new one. I got the same symptoms, my dude. So basically, what did I hate about this? First of all, the writing. The writing was trash. No nuance, no depth, no nothing. Characters were not only two-dimensional, but also whiny and annoying as fuck. A lot of victim blaming went on. I remember specifically this one scene where the main character is told by the love interest, like, "Don't wear that dress, otherwise I won't be able to control myself." I'm sorry, what? What now? And also there was all this fucking bullshit about, you know, the character has gone on a short mission and he's taking so long. Oh, better put myself in danger. So yeah, that pissed me off. Terrible, terrible book. So yeah, moving on. Oh, next book on my list, fucking Illuminae. I remember nothing about that book. So we're moving on. Okay, next book. Stealing Snow. Also terrible, also a massive waste of time, also something that just like, my will to live just shriveled up after the first 20 pages. God, I hated it. Again, if you want like an in-depth review that I wrote on the heat of the moment, it's on my Goodreads. But that book was terrible. The reason I picked it up was because I love fairy tales, and it is a retelling of my favourite fairy tale, which is The Snow Queen by Hans Christian Andersen. But Stealing Snow by Danielle Page sucked. I think if you're writing a retelling, the point isn't to make it like a million times worse than it has to be, right? Like, surely that can't be the point, because that's all that was achieved in here. Like, there were so many issues in this book. First of all, the portrayal of mental illness. Basically, the main character is called Snow, by the way. She is in a mental institution because she tried to like walk through a mirror or some shit, but it turns out she's not crazy because a magical world out there exists. And then like, oh my god, the love of her life disappears into this other world. Dude, this was written in like 2017, I think. I feel like that by that point, people knew that not all mental institutions harbored just fucking crazy cuckoo banana people. So I thought that the representation of mental illness was absolutely terrible. It was all like crazy people, and then her, like the sane one who's there by mistake. Like, girl, that chick, I swear to god, she fell in love with every man that wasn't her dad in the story. Like, I'm not joking. Like, read the fucking book if you want to, you know, give yourself brain aneurysm. The entire premise of the book is like, oh my god, this boy that I've loved forever has disappeared. I must go save him. Also, I'm the chosen one. And also, damn, those other boys don't look half bad. It wasn't even like a love triangle anymore. It was like a love fucking labyrinth. It was just so weird as well how like well the main character was taking everything that was thrown at her. I was just like, oh yeah, you know, just got out of the psychiatric ward through a mirror to save the love of my life. Also, all this crazy shit is happening. My dad is evil, I'm the chosen one, and oh damn, let me just try and pull those other guys. Hated it. And finally, the worst book out of all of them, Dune. By who now? Okay, Dune by Carrie Corp and Laurie Langdon. You don't know how bad this book is until you've read it, truly. I was recommended this by Sasha Alsberg, and not to shit all over her reading taste, but I'm gonna shit all over her reading taste because I loved her videos back in the day when she was like posting, but you know, just because I enjoy her videos, it doesn't mean that we have the same reading taste. And I think the only book that she recommended that I read that I actually half enjoyed was Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. Let me just like kind of tell you the synopsis of this book, and then you'll tell me if this sounds familiar in any way. So it's this girl, and she gets dumped by her disgusting cheating ex-boyfriend, and then she ends up in this magical world in Scotland, time travels, and falls in love with a guy called Jamie. Did this chick even complete university? And if she did they run any plagiarism checks? And beside obviously recycling the plot of Outlander and just like trying to make it like a million times worse, it was just so bad. The characters, so basically the main characters, it was a dual point of view book. They had the exact same voice, okay? Had there not been their names in there, I wouldn't have known who was speaking. The plot is just plain stupid. Actually, wait, there's no plot, because what was supposed to be a time travel fantasy turned out to be like a terrible romance. Yeah, not a fan. Also, the love interests made me gag, and the writing, sentence structures were off. There were words like BFF and like BF and ugh. Also, it was like a medieval version of Scotland where they had delivery pizza and plumbing. Actually, before I left, I was rereading it. I started rereading it. Hang on a sec. I think I actually still have the book. I think I didn't unhaul it just in case. I still have it. It's right there, and you can see that I started annotating it for a review. And it was this was all the shit that I already hated. And I got this far in. So, and then because I just didn't want to face the tragedy of rereading this, I just left booktube for like 2 years. So that happened. Alright, so that was it. There's a lot more shit books that I've read in my lifetime, you know, but most of them I actually read because you know, I imposed them on myself. I thought I was gonna like them, and I didn't. But most of the time it was just, you know, my own fault. Just me being a fuckwit and not knowing my reading taste. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Instagram, but not on Twitter. I'm not active on there at all, but like still follow me because I like to see the numbers go up. I just, you know, wouldn't recommend it. If you like this video, please like, subscribe if you're new, whatever. Most of you are new, most of you are just like here because you've been here for ages. I recognize your usernames in the comments, and thank you so much. I'm so grateful to you guys for being here, and I shall see you guys soon. Goodbye.